Okay. Hey, everyone. So today I would like to talk about grounding. Now, grounding is, in my opinion, one of the most essential parts of spiritual growth. But it's also really good for your mental health, for your physical health, for pretty much everything in your life, to be honest. And it is something that I would encourage you all to practice on a daily basis. Now, there are essentially two kinds of grounding. There's a virtual and there's a physical. So George has come for a visit because he's convinced it's his dinner time. Anyway, so we've got the virtual kind of grounding and we've got the physical. So let's start with the virtual. Now, the virtual itself, it could be that you decide you need to be grounded and you're 30,000 feet up in an aeroplane. So your only option then is a virtual. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's simply a meditative state where you visualize yourself connecting with the earth below you. You see an energy connection that takes you straight into the earth, and that allows you to ground. Okay, so the purpose of grounding is simply to release negative energy in you, but also to help keep you balanced in your energy so that you are able to drain out anything in you that you feel is negative for your growth, but also it allows you to connect with earth energy. So it's the other cat scratching. So it's a two-way post, two-way journey or energy or whatever you want to call it. All right, so this two-way journey that I'm talking about is an ability to drain energy from you, but also to receive earth energy into yourself. Now, just like, off he goes, just like sending and receiving energy to the universe. Okay, so as I was saying, it's a two-way energy exchange. So this is no different to receiving energy from the universe. With grounding, it's so important to send and receive energy. So when you're grounding, one of the things that you're doing is allowing any negativity to drain from you. That's where the term grounding comes from. But it also allows you to connect into the earth energy and to receive that energy into yourself. Now, like I said earlier, there's the two kinds of grounding. There's a virtual and there's a physical. Now, with the virtual grounding, that's literally a visualization or a meditation where you see yourself connecting to the earth energy whenever that may be. It's not necessarily because you've got no access to earth energy, because you always have. For example, if you're up in a plane, you can't literally stand on the ground. Or if you're parachuting or some other activity, bungee jumping, where you don't actually have a physical connection. I'm not sure how you'd go meditating during a bungee jump though. And so you see that connection as a two-way thing. You see the negative drain from you, and you see the positive earth energy come into you. And this is so important and will help you immensely in your spiritual growth and also in developing your abilities. Now, You can do that for as long or as little as you like, but I would certainly recommend putting at least a few minutes each day into doing that. Now, a physical grounding is no different in that you're still connecting with the earth energy, but the very big difference here is that you've got a physical connection with it. So for most people, I would say go outside with bare feet and you can connect with earth energy that way. You can also turn a tap on and paddle through the running water. That has some very powerful negative draining effects. And it's also very, very powerful for grounding. And now you can do the same at the beach. You can walk along the waterline there in bare feet and connect with the earth energy that way. You can go to a mountain, you can go to a forest, you can go to a lake, a river, anywhere that actually is peaceful for you will allow you to ground. Now, there might be times when you're unable to go into that peaceful place, but it doesn't stop you from grounding. You might be in the busiest city in the world, in a place where you just wouldn't go barefoot, but with a combination of the physical and the virtual, you can actually just stand quietly for a minute and connect with the earth and ground yourself no matter where you are. One very good way of doing that, of course, is around any plants or trees that are growing near you. And you can simply lean up against them if you want to. You can hug them if you don't feel self-conscious about doing that in a public area. Or you can just simply sit down at the base of the tree and absorb the energy that way. There's always a way of connecting to earth energy. You can even do it if you're living, say, in an apartment block, simply by getting in the shower and connecting with the water that ultimately has a connection with the earth. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. And again, I would encourage you to do this as much as you possibly can. Now, that could and may be only a few minutes a day, but that's essential and that's important. Raising energy is part of what helps you develop, and grounding is also a critical part about that, because earth energy and universal energy combined will give you a very powerful energy to help you grow and to learn and to connect with other people. And that's so very important in this world. Now, so I've gone through the basics here of virtual and physical. One of the things that I know to be certain is that if you ground with your skin, the more skin you have in contact with the earth, the better. So if you're in a position where you can lay naked on the ground, that is really, really good, especially if it's with water. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that in a public place. There's obvious consequences to that. But if you've got a place where you feel safe and where you feel that you can do this without interruption or without embarrassment, I would strongly encourage doing that. So laying down, especially in water. So if you can do that on a water's edge, whether you're only a few inches into the water, and lay down and enjoy that, that is a very powerful grounding technique. The same can be on rocks, on dirt, on grass. It's just any way that you're connecting with the earth. And you'll find that doing that, it'll be different if you're laying on your back, on your side, and on your front. You'll feel it differently. And I would encourage you to experiment with that. And it's even fun if you get to do it with other people. But again, this has to be in a safe environment and one that you feel comfortable with and not compromised in any way. So that's the basics of that. I will be putting up some meditations to do grounding, and I'll go further into different things you can do with grounding. But for now, I just wanted to go over the basics of it so that you can all benefit from that. So have an amazing day. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you can, so that you're notified of new videos. Please visit my website, and please, if you can, visit my Patreon page. The links to all of that will be below. And if you can become a Patreon and a patron, sorry, and donate to me, I'd be ever so grateful, because it will allow me to create more content like this for everyone. Have an amazing day. Take care.